All right. Get into it.
All right. Hey. So, we accidentally didn't record 8 minutes. Basically, Cooper's sound was off.
Well, we have a couple mics set up for our guests, and I realized that I was using the wrong mic. And it was funny because we were having a conversation about how we have just chosen not to learn stuff that we could have learned.
Yeah.
And I've been doing podcast for years now, and I really don't know anything about audio or video or production of anything. And then as we were talking about not knowing anything, I just realized that I was just using a mic that it wasn't on.
Anyway, let's introduce our two guests. We got a folding chair, and we got the red chair, which is a reoccurring guest.
Yeah, the red chair from IKEA. I don't know if this chair's been. Its brother's been on a lot.
Yeah,
it's its brother well, but this is its first time, so it's a little less kind of camera ready.
Yeah,
but we're really excited to have him. I mean, you've heard a lot of good things. Obviously, the folding chair has been in tons of movies. Van Wilder, Animal House,
folding chair, the movie.
Mm-hmm. Harold and Chair. Yeah.
Yeah. Saving folding chair.
Terminator Chair.
Folding chairs list.
Forest Chair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Independence Chair.
All right. Chair.
And that's what people come for. It's like,
instead of big, it's chair.
It's that kind of quick. Just how do they do that? How do they get that going? It's just quick. It's off the dome. How does it possibly happen? And
we did it. And we could basically stop the episode now.
I mean, I feel like people come for a little bit of a break, for a little bit of a release, for a little bit of fun.
That would be funny to stop it now.
To just say it's so good?
Yeah, it'd be like, how long are we? We're like 2 minutes in. Just 1 week we'll release a 2-minute episode.
I mean, I feel like with how saturated podcasts are and how many of them are, it's like we barely try at this. If we released a 3-minute episode, would it be that different than what would the actual view time of our episodes be that different?
We could have the whole episode as a reel.
Yeah. Yeah. What if once a week you came over and we just made reels of just podcasts? I mean, there are a lot of like fake podcasts that people will do for reels, but yeah, I mean, we might as well. I don't know. It does suck. It seems like all the people because I like podcasting a lot, and I don't really like to admit it, but like I like listening to podcasts. I listen to a lot of podcasts. I like hearing people talk. I think it's very fun, and it's also weird. People will talk about podcasts like they're so stupid and pointless, but won't talk about radio in the same way. They'll be like, radio was amazing and podcasting sucks, and I don't actually really think there's that much of a difference. I think there's less of a barrier to entry. I hope we're not talking over each other. I don't know. I mean, it's their first time. Whatever. We'll get into it.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure the chairs they can get involved.
I like how as I'm saying that I think podcasting is just as good as radio, you are putting a mic to 2 empty chairs, and I'm like, I actually think they're both pretty good. I actually think like they both have merits, and like we really shouldn't shit on podcasting. And then I was like, oh, I guess this does suck. And if somebody had to hire and pay us to do this, they never would. They would say, you're actually not...
Yeah, imagine if Howard Stern interviewed empty chairs.
Yeah, it's not as good as Beetlejuice or Artie Lang.
We have our own whack pack, but, like, none of them are human.
Well, it's hard to have a whack pack when nobody likes you and you're not successful, because you can't
find somebody lower than you.
No, there's no... Beetlejuice wouldn't come here. And I'm not talking about him now. Now he's famous, so he can go other places. But I'm saying even if we found him the way Howard found him and we're like, do you want to do our podcast? He'd be like, no, that is gay.
He would not like us.
No. He'd be like, you guys aren't funny.
He'd think we're losers.
Totally. We don't have a studio. We're in a studio apartment that I can't afford.
Yeah.
My grandma died, and I just spend her inheritance on living here.
That's crazy.
I thought I would be able to afford it, and then I'm not at all, and everything sucks. I really
At
need
least
to
your
find
grandma died, though.
No, she was my favorite person in the entire world.
Yeah, but
I'd visit her all the time.
Cha-ching.
Not really. It's not like a lot of money.
Once you get done cha-chinging, then you cry.
No, it's the kind of money that I should be investing and trying to make more money out of, not just spending on an apartment I almost don't like.
Oh, I guess you didn't. When my Nana dies, I'm investing.
Yeah, doesn't it suck how anything you do in life sucks? Where it's like you either spend your dead grandma's money on an apartment you shouldn't live in, or you fucking spend it on like nuclear weapon. You know what I mean? Like just on weapons testing, because that's the most reliable stocks. Like that sucks. I don't know. Let me know when one of your roommates has another crash out and moves out, because I really need to save money.
No, that'll happen soon.
Can you
It happens pretty consistently.
Can you drive one of your roommates out?
I've tried pretty hard.
Can you just start planting some seeds, because you're paying not a lot of money, and I would love to go back to that. Man.
I mean, my let's see. It seems like everyone's pretty happy right now.
Yeah, see, that's the problem.
Yeah.
You guys are all happy over there, not spending a lot on rent, and I'm over here going, I thought I would be making more money.
Yeah.
I thought it would motivate me to make more money.
And it didn't.
And no, none of that happened. Turns out I have very little drive to make money, even when I really should.
Yeah. I think it's because you're an anti-capitalist, because we're dark woke.
No,
you're wrong. It's because you're anti-capitalist.
I think I am anti-capitalist, but I don't think that has anything to do. I'm also not fully anti-capitalist. I like a democratic, what is it called? Socialist capitalism, whatever,
Democratic socialism?
Yeah, stuff like that, That's why the left can't win. We're still just saying stuff Bernie said and didn't work out years ago. But listen, I work hard at other stuff. Like, I want to be a good comedian. I try hard to be a good comedian. And
instead of investing your dead grandma's money into being a good comedian, you invest it into the studio. You could be putting all your money towards jokes.
Yeah, I could be buying funny jokes.
You spend your grandma's entire inheritance on jokes.
On jokes. Finding a way to do that would be so funny.
I paid Jeff Ross to write a bunch of stuff about how I look.
Yeah. No, it's not. I go to shows, and if I like a guy's joke, I give him $5,000. And then, in a few weeks, that's gone, I just see enough. I only get 30 minutes. I don't even get enough time. But I get acclaim in the scene. People would know me. People would want to talk to me.
Yeah, they'd be like, you're the guy with all the good jokes you really worked hard to pay for.
No, they're like, you're the fucking idiot that's giving people so much money for not even that good. I'm on stage, and I'm like, so I know what you're thinking. Another Asian girl.
My immigrant parents really don't. I'm a stand-up they're brilliant. I'm a stand-up comedian.
Yeah. My dad was a doctor in Iran. And now I'm telling dick jokes? People are like, you're Iranian? In the last joke, you said you're an Asian woman. Why are you only buying jokes that are identity-based? This has what is this? What is going on? I'm also just buying riffs. I'm buying stuff that wouldn't work in other places.
That last comic was weird.
Yeah, somebody goes up and says, that last comic was a fucking idiot, and I buy that for $2,000. And I go to another show and say it. I say it after Rory Scovel just crushes. A really funny comic gets off stage, and I'm like, what a fucking loser.
He really made everyone uncomfortable, didn't he?
Talking about smoking meth and all that shit. And the crowd's like, he's talking about his wife. Rory just told jokes about his wife. What do you mean?
And he pulled his penis out and started jerking it.
Oh, shit. Okay, let me go to
all that bought are riffs about this guy smoking meth on stage.
Okay, let me go to my next joke. What is this show? Crazy Rich Asians? It's me and 5 other white guys on one show. What is this show? Crazy Rich Asians? All right, that one didn't work either. Okay,
it's great to be here at Fourth Wall.
yeah. I was about to say, oh, it's good to be here. This bar looks like somebody died in the bathroom. I'm at the Comedy Store. Well, that actually still applies. That could work. Sometimes it would work out, you know.
I've never done comedy in a cafe before.
Yeah. I'm in the main room of the Comedy Store. Yeah, it's always weird doing comedy in the fucking daytime. People are running errands right now, and I'm doing stand-up. It's 10:30 p.m. in the main room of the Comedy Store. That'd be awesome. I have to do that. Well, there is... Yeah, I mean, we were talking... I don't know if you were in that conversation, but there was a... Jeff Dye was at the store, and he followed Laura Peak, who's a very funny comic, and she's a lady, and she had a good set, and he didn't watch her set. He just went up after and was like, oh, what do you guys just want to see women doing mediocre jokes? And then the crowd was like, oh. And then he didn't understand why they were reacting that way. Yeah. He was like, what? And then the person I was talking to who saw it was like, yeah, so it's pretty obvious that he just wrote that down at home and planned to say that as a generality, not even as a response to the person before him, just as like, oh, do you liberals want to see? So it's always good to write your riffs at home because then you're prepared, because there's nothing worse than being present and aware of the situation that you're in.
Oh, yeah. You write down your riffs, then you drunk drive your Cybertruck to the store.
Yeah. Listen, what's really important is that you write riffs that are very one-sided, politically charged.
Yeah. It is great. Every single person hates him.
Yeah, I mean...
truly a man that is incapable of anyone liking him.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't going to say his name, but then I was like, well...
Nobody likes him.
Everybody's talking about him. Nobody likes him, and nobody listens to us, so...
I mean, we should make this the clip.
It almost seemed... Honestly, the way comedy's going, Maron's had such a good run of talking shit about comedians. We could get...
let's just start doing that.
We could get a little...
Let's post our Jeff Dye... Hey, this is a call out to Jeff Dye. If I see you in public, I'm probably... I'm not going to kill anybody. But maybe. You know?
Wait, so your call out to Jeff Dye is that if you see him in public, you might harm somebody else?
I might get so mad.
Yeah. It would be funny.
I might have to bitch.
Well, it would be funny.
I might have to a woman if I see it.
Yeah, it would be funny to commit a mass shooting and then say that it was Jeff Dye motivated. Where instead of being like, oh, he was a right-wing extremist, just be like, no, he really hated Jeff Dye so much he walked into a fucking Girl Scouts meeting and shot everybody.
I saw him at the Comedy Store, and I had never not laughed that much. It's the least I've ever laughed in history.
Is that true?
Yes.
Nice. Yep. You know,
also, we could call out other comedians, too, if you want to do that.
I'm not...
There's a comic I saw last night that's a store regular, had one of the worst sets I've ever seen. The room was packed out, and then it wasn't packed out after he left.
Who was it?
It was...
Oh, yeah. He intentionally walks people out of the room. That's the kind of thing that even if he saw this, he'd be like, I do that.
Yeah.
And I think it's funny. I'm not interested in having a podcast where we just talk shit about comedy. I'd like to be funny, but I do think that for a while there was a thought about not talking shit about comedians where it's like we're a small group and comedy's not that popular, you know? So like there's kind of no need to be shitting on each other. But now comedy is so successful and powerful and comedians have such influence that I don't think that rule really applies anymore. So I think if you do it, it's not actually that petty of a thing. If the person you're talking about is like actually a bullshitter and bad for the art. But generally, you know.
I do want to apologize, actually, about what I said about Jeff Dye and very quickly. I didn't mean what I said.
Okay, yeah.
I did not mean it.
Yeah, apologize.
Anyway, our folding chair wants to weigh in on both of those guys.
Okay.
If you want to hear what the folding chair has to say.
Yeah.
All right. Fuck both those cunts. I'll both those cunts if I ever see them in person. Not funny.
Wow. What does the IKEA chair have to say?
They both ugly as hell. And they've probably done to women. I can't guarantee that. I'm a chair. But they probably have.
I like that the chair can't guarantee it because he's a chair. Listen, I'm not in the scene. I'm a chair.
He's a chair. He's just guessing.
I can't go to the clubs. I also can't hear. And I can't watch podcasts. Somehow I can speak. Which is kind of a hellish existence that I live, where I'm fully paralyzed. I can't hear or see anything, but I have a mind.
Oh, the folding chair has something to say.
Yeah, sure.
I can't really do anything but hate Jeff Dye. He had a DUI, crashed his Cybertruck, and if he had died, it would have been good.
The folding chair is very verbose. But that's because it's been around, you know?
It's seen stuff.
Yeah.
And, hey, I just want to say, these are just our guests.
Well, you know? Yeah, I mean...
They can believe what they want to
They
believe.
don't reflect any of the views of...
I think it's really fucked up for them to imply that Jeff Dye and might have done some bad stuff. I don't agree with that.
See,
I've never heard anything.
This is the arc of bad podcasting. is that it's become so oversaturated. There's so many clips, so many people talking, just trying to get views, that anybody's saying anything. And eventually you get to a point where you have chairs accusing comedians by name of and I honestly... I'm biased. This is our podcast, but I don't know. That seems good. It seems funny.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe we shouldn't have had him on if they're going to make this sort of slanderous accusations.
Jeff Dye's going to be on his podcast like, a fucking chair is saying that I did some shit to win. There's no due process anymore. It's a fucking folding chair. All of a sudden we believe a folding chair over me, a American citizen and a voter.
And I'm just a good guy.
I'm just a good guy.
And it's so easy to not somebody as a good guy.
Because he's a great guy.
And I'm a hero. People are calling me a hero.
Listen, somebody who walks out to the back door of the Comedy Store and just lights up a cigar so it drifts into the hallway and the showrooms and to anybody walking around is obviously somebody who cares about other people.
Yeah.
You know?
Wait, you better ask the IKEA chair. You better ask the IKEA chair what they have to say.
Sure, yeah.
Well, they didn't even say who that was.
Yeah.
Really, they're... We
got to bleep everything the IKEA chair said, too. The IKEA chair doesn't know you can't really say that word on YouTube. But we know the word. You can't say it on it, you know.
Starts with a...
Yeah.
So much of our podcast is trying to do illegal stuff and just bypass it.
Yeah, I mean, I've always had this thought of like, you do what you think is funny, and you don't care about the algorithm, and you just wait for the people to come. And what you realize is that if you do that with no viewers, the algorithm will just crush you into oblivion.
I mean, we've been getting some views on the last couple episodes.
Yeah, I mean, for us, you know,
yeah,
our rate of improvement is insane. But, you know, we get like maybe one more person per episode.
Yeah.
For about 2 weeks.
Honestly, if we post the folding chair clip, maybe people like it. Maybe we'll start getting like red bar or something. That guy.
Yeah.
Maybe some of those people.
Yeah.
Because they started getting woke or something, I think. Sometimes their Reddit will show up, and they're all like, well, comedy's about punching up. And we punch up pretty hard.
Yeah, I mean, we can only punch up.
Yeah,
we're Who would
losers.
we punch down to?
Yeah.
Like a dead guy?
Oh, the folding chair is something to say.
Okay.
I hope Jeff Dye gets kidnapped by the cartel, and then they put fire ants in his urethra, and then sew his urethra shut. And then they cut his face off. Fuck Jeff Dye.
I mean, yeah. You're so upset.
Do you need something?
And I get it.
I'm going to give him a little bit of water.
I get it.
I'm going to give him a little bit of water.
Yeah, give him a little bit. I get it because right now, I guess the audience can't see, but Shane did just pour water on a metal folding chair. Yeah. No, I get why podcasting is worse than radio. I do get it. There's nothing making us care about making this a good show.
I don't know. I feel like people are entertained.
I think it's a great show. I mean, I think it's premier broadcasting, if you're asking me. And I mean,
we're pushing the boundaries. We're pushing the boundaries of what you can and can't say. Just through our guests, the chairs, who don't really agree with like us. We don't really agree with that stuff.
No, these chairs came in hot. The chairs.
They really didn't have much to say until Jeff Dye got brought up.
No, they had almost nothing to say. I mean, I almost thought we were done with the bit, and then they just started accusing comedians of openly using names and then saying what they wanted them tortured and dead. I didn't think chairs had this much opinions on the current state of comedy, but you know, I don't know. It is what it is. Yeah. I don't know. It's yeah. I like what's happening in comedy. It feels like you know, there's a certain reaction to what's been the most powerful form of comedy, which has been, you know, just kind of, people don't like the term manosphere, but I'm going to use it because you know all the people I'm talking about when I do use it.
Yeah.
You know? And I like the reaction to that, not just because it's not really my brand, but also just because I think there should never be a domineering genre in comedy.
Yeah.
Or really in any art. You know, like it would be weird if fucking country music was the only music people wanted to hear for a while, and it's the only music people thought music existed for a while.
Yeah.
You know, and like, I think there was a time when like fucking nerdy and generally leftist, but they didn't really talk about it in their comedy, but nerdy comics like the 2010s were very popular.
Yeah.
And then there's a reaction to that, you know, so I think anything, I like seeing what seems like the cracks in the foundation of a dominant form of comedy.
And now we have dark woke.
I hope dark woke is next and that we can make a little money. But
yes.
What's important to remember is that it won't be.
Yes.
What's important to
Well, even if dark woke becomes a thing, it'll pretty much fade away the way the dirtbag left did.
Yeah. And I don't know if
I mean the only way we could have any sort of if we could get success, it would just by being the darkest woke.
Yeah, I mean, we would have to hurt somebody, you know.
You would, I mean, we would have to have pissed somebody really off.
We'd have to commit an act of violence that would then draw people to the podcast, you know. Because the stakes.
I mean, if we managed to piss off somebody so much that it draws people here that hate that person.
Yeah. But then it's like, but then is our job then to keep shitting on them, and that's all they want to see?
I mean, the idea is a little bit of sugar, you know, makes the pill go down, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, the pill being our terrible podcast.
Yeah.
And the sugar being...
the pill.
The sugar being us saying that... Or our guest saying that Jeff Dye should be flayed and tortured.
Yeah. Yeah, and, you know, just for any clarity, if people are like, why don't you like this guy? I just don't think he's very funny, and I don't like comics that whine a lot. Because I don't like when I whine.
He's a pussy.
You know, I just don't like, I just think it's weird when he's just, why are you whining so much?
He's on the same level as, like, comics that talk about, like, having depression and acting like that's cool and impressive.
Yeah.
Like, I've dealt with depression.
Yeah, I just, like, nobody cares that you're making money.
Yeah.
What do you mean you're struggling? You know what I mean? And I think that's a difference because it's like, I've said this before, but it's like right now, the only two comics that are talking shit really openly about other comics are Maron and Jeff Dye. And they're mostly talking shit about kind of each other, but Maron has kind of moved on from that.
Yeah.
Jeff Dye, if you watch his podcast every week, he's like, he hurt my feelings. At least the clips I've seen. But the thing about it is like Jeff Dye is talking about how stuff makes him feel and how he has been personally offended by stuff.
Yeah.
Triggered, you could say. And Maron is talking about how right now he just thinks the general consensus of comedy being that it should be manly bros is generally just bad for the art form because people shouldn't expect one thing from an art form, you know?
Yeah.
And so he's talking in a grander scale, and that's why he's right. You know, and that's why people want to listen to him. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Maron going on the podcast is... There's very few people right now that are getting people excited, Maron being one of them.
He's getting people excited about comedy.
Trey Parker and Matt Stone.
Yeah, I think there's a couple people in comedy right now that are doing things that
are like, how do you push the boundaries right now? And they're figuring out how to do it, and it's by hurting people's feelings.
Yeah.
It's through bullying.
Well, it's by it's also like it's kind of like you have to focus on what you can change. And Maron realizes, you know, he's not going to change the government, but he's a huge voice in comedy.
Yeah.
So if he's saying stuff about comedy, he can change the way comedians and then later the audience feels about comedy. So it's like he's actually affecting a change that I think is good, because right now I think comedy has become a little...
And it's just inflammatory enough to get views online.
And it's just inflammatory enough, and that's kind of I think that's really his golden niche, is that he's naturally just good at talking shit. Like, he's pretty amazing at it.
Yeah.
You know? He's just really good at it. He doesn't really have to put on any airs. And also, it's like he has his own...
I mean, I feel like when the chairs were talking, there was a little bit of a forceness to it.
Because
they were just purely trying to hurt.
Well, because the chairs are... they're still young and hungry.
Yeah.
You know, so they kind of want the views. Maron doesn't need the views. The
chairs seem a little bit out to shock.
Maron has the perfect life for a comedian because he has his own empire, but the empire is not that big.
Yeah.
It's just enough to you get to live a good life, but you don't have like a bunch of guys around you. Not a lot of stuff can really be attributed to, you know, like you're just your own unit. But these chairs, they want a piece of the pie. You know, so they're still hungry and they're loud and they're saying crazy stuff that they know they shouldn't say.
Oh, the folding chair wants to say something.
Okay.
I can't stand these comedians supporting Israel. These IDF, they're shooting pregnant women in the stomach and then taking turns gang bleeping them. It's fucked up.
Yeah, I mean, I really want to stop. I want to do something funny on this podcast and stop talking shit about other comedians purely just because I want to do something. But I will say... Bill Maher, in the midst of a genocide, saying that the way to stop what's happening is for Hamas to stop attacking Israel, he should be lynched. And listen, YouTube, it's not a threat.
It's on the same level as like the Nazi radio guys.
It's on the exact same level. It's on a bigger level.
Yeah.
It's on literally a larger level. What the Nelk boys did, having Netanyahu on, is arguably worse than what the Nazis did than the Nazi radio people did, because they are contributing to a genocide that I think will actually extinguish the entire population of a country.
I was joking around about the idea of a Palestinian Holocaust museum, but it's all empty because they destroyed everything.
Yeah. Like, what do you mean shoes? There's no shoes left.
It's just an empty room.
No, they didn't put us in trains and take us anywhere. They blew up our houses.
Yeah.
They blew up everything. I mean, there's already...
And what do you mean, what are you saying, us? There's no us.
It's one guy. Hi.
It's Ramsey.
Yeah. Hello. Yeah, no, we were a whole group of people. No, we totally existed. Yeah. I mean, the problem...
The names? They kind of took away our names.
The problem with committing a genocide, but also an ethnic cleansing, is they didn't kill everybody. A lot of those people survived and they went to other countries. And now we live in an age of social media where you expel millions of people. You know, I mean, 2 million originally. Now, I don't know how many people have left Gaza since. I don't know. But I don't know.
There's a lot of people that aren't there that haven't been listed in the official death toll. So I would guess that they weren't killed. I would guess that they escaped.
Oh, sure, definitely. But yeah. So like the problem is if you push all these people out of a country and they keep living, and then we have an age of social media, it's like, okay, well now you have a country that you've pushed everyone out of, and then you have hundreds of thousands of people, and then also millions of people who aren't that group of people around the world being like, what the fuck did you do? And that'll never go away. For the entire existence of Israel, it will never go away. Even if Hamas went away, even if any group like committing acts directly against them, offensive acts, the discourse will never go away.
It's crazy to be. Imagine being like a Palestinian American, and then your race is loaded. Being your race is loaded.
Yeah. No, I mean I've talked about that with Ramsey of how it must literally feel terrible that for him to tell the history of his family, when he tells it to other people who are propagandized by Zionism, they're actually offended by it.
Yes.
That imagine telling somebody that like members of your family were ethnically cleansed or, genocided, and that they go, that offends me.
Yeah.
That what you're saying I find conspiratorial, and then they call you a Holocaust denier. Like they start extrapolating off of that, and
I had an impulse last night, but I didn't do it, and it's probably good I didn't do it.
To move to Israel and become a Zionist leader.
But there's a certain comic named that is a paid regular at the store, complete cunt piece of shit. Whole sets like kind of downplaying the genocide.
Well, not just downplaying. She goes up and says, "Why is everybody mad at Jewish people?" And it's like, well, maybe because there's a country saying the Jewish people are killing these people.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to go into that. Anyway, I was seating people, and I walked past the piano, and I almost just slammed my hands down the piano just to make a noise.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
I stopped myself.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you see with a lot of older people, not just older Jewish people in America, but, there's just so many people that were just raised with that perspective of, like, what Israel's doing. If you have the base thought of everything Israel's doing is fine, then anything happening to them is viewed as really horrible and uncalled for. Yeah. So that's where she's speaking from. She goes on stage and she's like, why are people upset at Jewish people? And it's because you have a guy committing a genocide that goes, we're doing this for the Jewish people. And I think it's a really disgusting thing that's happening to the Jewish people and the Jewish religion, that it's being hijacked by a genocidal regime. It's very gross. It's disgusting. And that's what upsets me when people say, like, anti-Zionism is anti-Semitism. It's like, I find Zionism to be quite anti-Semitic.
Yeah.
To sublimate Judaism into a nationalist cause and to use it to defend a genocide, it's disgusting. And then you have comedians on stage that are like, what's going on? What is happening? We're just trying to squash these fucking bugs.
Yeah.
And what really annoys me the most is that Jeff Dye.
I wish he would Jeff Dye.
He's a member of the Israeli government.
Is
of the
he?
Knesset, yes.
Oh, wow.
He's every other week he flies to Israel and consults Netanyahu and Ben-Gvir on the process of...
I don't know if anybody... You can Google this. But Jeff Dye is in the IDF, and there are pictures of him wearing the clothes of women that he Palestinian women that he had and this is 100% true.
I mean, those were his early days, but now he's helping with war strategy.
I've heard that he's been going to the mass graves and pulling the bodies out and fucking the bodies. He's been jizzing inside of the bodies.
Well, he was complaining the other day because he was like, everybody says leftists are so tolerant, but I went and I did a set to a mound of dead Palestinians, and none of them even laughed at my jokes or looked at me. So how
he says, as a comedian, you have to be able to perform for everybody. But with the wokeness, there's a lot of people that won't even give you a chance.
No, he's saying the bodies of these
women and children that are full of Jeff Dye's cum.
Yeah,
which is 100% true. And can you put a thing under the screen right now that says this is all fact?
I don't know.
But we'll try to do that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when I say I don't know, I say I don't know if I should do that. Almost nothing we've said we should have. But I do like it.
Yeah.
Well, we should have morally. Every other way, no.
Yes.
But that's how I defend ourselves. We're moralists is our problem.
Yeah, we're too good. We're too good.
The problem, everything you're hearing is from the hearts and minds of well-meaning guys. And this is what you get. Yeah. When you have moral purity, you have people talking about Jeff Dye being a member of the Israeli Knesset. And
he's a necrophiliac. Which is true.
Sure.
Which is, I will say, I have heard that he is that is what he's attracted to, right?
Mm-hmm.
And, he just doesn't act on it.
Well, that was the beef with Maron.
Yeah. He said he's actually one of the most moral men in existence. Because if Jeff Dye acted on his actual sexual impulses, which are to children and then have with their dead bodies, which is really what he wants to do, he'd be evil.
Yeah.
But because he does not do that, which is true, put that underneath, 100% true, yeah. Jeff Dye has never a small child and had with it.
Well, that was...
And that makes him a hero, as he said.
I mean, that's what it started out, because Maron was on Bert's podcast, and he was like, yeah, who's this guy at the store that's having with dead kids? I mean, is this what we're doing now with this is comedy? I thought it was about punching up, and you're in a dead Palestinian child, and you're saying that that's free speech? I mean, and that's what caused the beef.
Yeah, but as Maron didn't know, and Maron kind of backed off that,
got some text flowing in.
I got text from it's nothing. We'll talk about it later.
Nice.
So, what were we talking about? Maron he admitted this. He didn't know that Jeff Dye is only attracted to dead children. He doesn't actually have with them. He's merely attracted. And you can't disprove or prove that.
Yeah, he's DCA. He's dead child attraction. Yeah.
And cool, I just want to clarify.
What's cool about that statement is that we cannot prove it, and he kind of has no way of disproving it. It's something that actually can only exist in the word of mouth, unless there is evidence. And if there is evidence, we will be vindicated as the greatest speculative
we
journalist.
We have no evidence at all.
I call what we do speculative journalism. It's not investigative. There is no investigation.
Hey,
there's
all
no
I
evidence.
want to say is Jeff Dye has never had with the dead body of a child. And that's all that we know.
But he's wanted to.
Possibly, yes.
Yeah.
Probably. Probably.
Yeah.
And probably doesn't mean anything.
We do not
This is our opinion.
Yeah. You're allowed to have opinions.
and Jeff Dye loves free speech, so,
Maybe you've been listening to this podcast and you're like, this is some interesting talk from guys who want to be in the comedy industry. who want to work in the comedy industry and have a successful podcast. What you're not realizing is that this is what happens when you just say your opinions. And anything you think. Some people go into a podcast and they're like, what would be good? What would be of substance? What would be something that, people would want to hear? That would be interesting. And we go, no, let's make stuff up that is absolutely horrific. Didn't I send you? I sent you a news story that I wanted to talk about. Was that on Instagram or over text? You remember that? I sent you a news story.
Oh, was that the whole thing about the little girl in the throat?
No, I was trying to get into something else. But look in your DMs. But
which is not true. That's made up by fucking Red Bar.
By us.
It's made up by Red Bar. Made that up.
Yeah, fucking Red Bar. Oh, Red Bar. I wish people would stop talking shit about comedy.
Red Bar, stop telling us stuff.
Yeah, Red Bar.
Oh God, stop calling us and telling us this. Stop sending me this evidence that Jeff Dye is addicted to looking at dead children online and.
Jeff Dye's dressing up like Mrs. Doubtfire, going over to Palestine, saying, I'm just a nanny, and then pulling out his penis from a fat suit and having sex with dead kids.
And Red Bark is claiming this.
We assume. We have chosen to assume. But look at your DMs. I think I sent you something.
All right.
Listen, I don't know.
A guest we considered having before we decided to settle on the 2 chairs has messaged me and said, sorry, Shane, I really thought you didn't want to do it today. I was not trying to fuck you over. I think he just probably woke up late, is what I assume that text means.
Yeah, I mean, it's also just funny if he literally thought we were fucking with him. Who would think that we're playing pranks on him?
A man that's like really well respected in the comedy scene, but doesn't seem to really understand it.
Yeah, Don Barris.
Yeah,
he's gonna be on. Don Barris has been on the podcast before. If you watch the podcast, he was gonna come on again. Shane asked him to come on. Check your DM. Shane asked him to come on, and because he's wanted to come back on, which to us has been like an absolute, like very flattering to us because we think he's so funny. And if you know anything about comedy, you know that he inspired a lot of like Tim and Eric and even stuff Jimmy Kimmel does, and maybe those obviously he's not 100%, but like he's a big part of a lot of weird alt comedy that's like very important and funny, and he said he would come on, and we were excited to have him. And then I guess he just sent Shane a message saying he thought you were joking around with him.
Yeah.
Do you find anything?
Yeah, Israeli soldier with U.S. citizenship was attacked in Clayton, Missouri. His vehicles were set on fire and destroyed. Graffiti outside the family's home crawled for death to the IDF. And it's not who did it. Did not do it. So don't assume he did.
No, because to do that you would need like an actual moral perspective.
Yes, so he did not do it.
Yeah.
What are some other comedians we don't like who definitely didn't do it?
I guess that's the whole episode. Been trying to steer this other places, but I think this is just what we're doing.
I feel like we've had some iffy episodes, but this might be the first episode where we get a call from Dan telling us to stop.
No, I think Dan would go, hey, who knows what's the right decision? That's how I look at it. Some people are like, you shouldn't do that. And I'm like, is there a right decision anymore?
Well, Led Zeppelin's first albums were critically panned.
Okay, I'm going to start saying that. When people are like, your guys' podcast is really stupid and bad and petty. You're eating hot Cheetos and accusing other comedians baselessly of...
Hey, the chairs did that.
Right. That's a loophole. Okay?
Oh, you're going to sue a chair? You would look so stupid if you tried to sue a chair.
You would look dumb as hell suing a chair. I mean, it's a lot more interesting than when Clint Eastwood talked to the chair. He talked to the chair and just pretended Obama was in it.
Yeah.
These chairs are accusing people of These chairs don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
They're doing a lot, So I don't know. I did a show last night that was at a Municipal store. Municipal is a clothing brand owned by Mark Wahlberg. And I did kind of mention the time he hate crimed a Vietnamese man on stage. Because I was talking about, in one of my jokes, I talked about how I've punched somebody in the face. And I was like, kind of like Mark Wahlberg with that Vietnamese guy. You guys remember that? Anyway. And it was really funny because the crowd, it was in South Oceanside, which is, San Diego and Oceanside is, I don't know, kind of a great place. Like, you don't really have to believe anything if you live there.
Yeah.
You can just, like, really just be, you can just have, like, nothing. You can think nothing. You just do whatever your job is, and you eat, about 300 yards away from the beach, and you're like, these are my thoughts on things, I like tacos. and I try and get the people that make them deported to a Venezuelan supermax prison.
It is funny, the president of the American Nazi Party lived in some part of San Diego. I think it was Carlsbad. But it is funny to be like, I'm a Nazi, but I do love going to the beach.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's literally important to realize that Nazis can love the beach. I think you do yourselves and the good of the world a disservice by acting like Nazis want to sit in a dark room, and it's like, no, they want to go to like salsa and beer and like have a good time. You know what I mean? They want to have a good time. That's kind of the craziest thing about really evil people is they want to have like a really awesome time too. Which you would think that they would want to do other stuff and not.
You think of them as being like just planning evil stuff, but in reality, they're going to fucking Applebee's with their family and having an affordable yet large meal and getting somewhat drunk.
Comedy teaches you something because you go to a place like Oceanside where everybody's like pretty affluent and they're all dressed like kind of the same, you know, like they're just wearing like very unbranded sneakers that you're like, what are those? And it's like they're just acceptable, you know, and you go there and you're like, yeah, why would any of these people want to vote for Bernie Sanders?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you're living in Oceanside and you're going to stores and restaurants that are absolutely lifeless.
Yeah.
But there's like just no dust and it's just presentable. Is you're like, yeah, why would you want like affordable healthcare for anybody?
I mean, you've never met a guy that's like actually struggling.
No. And the people that you
it's so abstract.
You meet people that are struggling, but they're struggling for like a few months after getting like a degree from a good college.
Yeah.
And they're not even struggling. They're just trying to find a job that they want. Not a job. One they want.
That pays a lot.
That pays a lot, but they're also like, I also want it to be fun though. I want to like work for a realty company that buys up single family homes and whole blocks and tears them down and turns them into ugly apartment buildings. But I don't want to be in a cubicle.
And the guy is only fucking 3 women. He's like, I'm only fucking 3 women.
Yeah, he's, you know, the biggest struggles those people have in their lives is in their 50s when their wife, who never loved them, divorces them and takes money from them, which is the only thing they've ever cared about.
And they're like, I guess I won't have the excitement of cheating on her anymore. I guess I'll just be having as much sex as I was having before, but without the excitement.
Yeah, now it really doesn't mean anything. Because the sex I was having was meaningless, but at the very least it was betraying a woman who gave her life to me.
But I don't really think about that. Because I don't really think about anything.
I think about it on the drive home, you know. He thinks about it when he gets into bed the same way you think about it when you get away with drunk driving.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you get in your bed and you're laying next to your sleeping wife and you go, she has no idea that I have chlamydia that I'm going to give her.
And you're just like...
And I'm going to gaslight her.
And he's just like, you know, I was guilty the first 10 times. But, dude, I'm a white guy.
But what you don't get
is that I'm a white person and my life's been pretty good the whole time.
I'm a fucking white person in Oceanside. You expect me to give a fuck about my own family? Fuck you.
My dad didn't. Oh, if I was my dad, you guys be pissed because not only would I be cheating on you, I'd be hitting you too.
I'd be hitting you too. Yeah, that is funny. It's like, I'm a lot different than it's like the only improvement you've made from being your father is that you don't physically beat your family. You just put them through like emotional torment that's like unimaginable. Where it's like, sure, I don't beat my wife, but she has to deal with the fact that there's a 23-year-old Vietnamese woman carrying my child. She has to deal with that. She also has to deal with the fact that...
And I'll never see that child. I mean, I'm still upset that she wouldn't get an abortion.
Yeah.
I'm a Republican, and I tried to pay for a 23-year-old girl's abortion, and she wouldn't do it, and I'm pissed.
And what she doesn't realize is that I'm pretty excited about this Vietnamese child being born because my son is a femboy, and I've disowned him.
What she doesn't know is I've disowned every child I've ever had. And maybe I have a chance.
Yeah, I think because this one's Asian, it'll listen to me and not be a femboy. But the problem is I'm going to be such an abusive father that it's going to be a femboy. And that's not to hate on femboys. They have good lives. You don't have to get beat to be a femboy. We should have a femboy on the podcast.
Yeah. Are the chairs femboys?
That one is. The red cushion, definitely.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Good for you. I mean, you did say some weird stuff about Brian Moses and Jeff Dye. That's not verified.
Yeah.
That has no basis in reality.
You know, femboy is really kind of the most badass you can be because you're a guy with a huge dick. And then you go, yeah, but what if I dress like a cartoon character?
Yeah.
Instead of, being an investment banker and getting a bunch of pussy, what if I have this huge dick that I don't even use because I'm just getting plowed by investment bankers?
You ever think about the Wall Street guys that probably buy pussy off the street, of really fucked up women? Like really fucked up like crackheads that have like pimps and shit. And they just kind of like the depravity of it.
Yeah.
Maybe they don't even actually pay them. And there's a lot of guys that do that.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of ICE agents that go back home after a long day and fuck their son in the ass.
The kind of depravity we get in America is like, it just doesn't even make sense. Where like in other countries, you're born in a shack and you have to walk miles to get water. And there's like a bunch of proxy wars being fought in your country. And then, maybe your mom, her head gets cut off. And that's like a kind of existence I can't even imagine, But there is like a through line to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where it's like, I am the forgotten or the oppressed or the abused of the world. I know who I am in this world. But then it's just like, there's also in America, it's like, my dad kidnaps kids, sends them to a supermax prison in Venezuela, and then comes home, and get this, he wants to have sex with me. After kidnapping kids and sending them to a Venezuelan prison, all of a sudden
and he probably has sex with the kids that he kidnaps.
And now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think I really trust my father, who has sex with me, with these kids that nobody knows about. These kids that are in his custody, and their mothers are asking, where's my son? And he's with my dad in a Sprinter van.
Come to think of it, a lot of those kids disappeared, and I don't think they escaped.
That's how bad it is. Those kids didn't even make it to a supermax prison.
Because of my dad.
They didn't even get to
And we live in a Maryland suburb.
Mm-hmm. He's having a barbecue next week. And people don't know that he's going to have sex with me after the barbecue.
He's going to put a bratwurst in my ass.
He's going to say I acted bad at the barbecue. And then he's gonna suck my dick, which is crazy. Because it's weird to have.
And my neighbors think his job is so cool.
My neighbors think he's a good guy,
but he's not.
And they're like, "Why don't you respect your father?"
And they talk about how I'm weird.
Yeah,
they think I'm really weird.
You know how old Italian men were like, "I don't respect a lady that sucks my dick."
Yeah,
that's like the sons of ICE agents in Maryland who are like, I can't respect my dad. He sucks dick. My dick. My own dick.
Yeah, America's a very depraved place.
Yeah, it's really the depravity. Other countries have, good old-fashioned suffering.
Yeah.
And here we just have just twisted depravity. I mean, we know somebody whose name we don't have to say, because they have no power.
Yeah.
But they're living in their father's basement in Florida and trying to build a case that their father is a pedophile. And in that basement, they're smoking meth. There's no other country where this is happening.
I think there is. I think Tasmania, it's probably happening. Tasmania is pretty fucked.
Yeah, I mean, they smoke meth, but I think even their depravity is like, I'm going to smoke meth and go get fucked raw in a bar.
Yeah, maybe.
In America, we're like obsessed with pedophiles. We're obsessed with good, bad, and right and wrong, Other countries almost have better lives because they're not so obsessed with being right and trying to fight evil in this like Christian lens,
I also think, I mean, we're the only country that has mass shootings all the time. I think that's that's an obvious thing to say. But it's like, I mean, if you're the military superpower of the world, of course people are going to open fire on people and
Yeah.
I was trying to write a joke about that mass shootings are always in, like, institutions that are associated with, like, oppression. You know, it's always, like, a school or a church.
Yeah.
It's never, like, the campfire.
No. He can't shoot up the campfire.
Yeah.
You can't shoot people up that just have dogs roasting.
Yeah.
You know? Nobody's shooting up a fucking soup kitchen.
Yeah.
But then again, also, like, we're saying this, and there's so many mass shootings that don't get reported. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
I mean, it's directly connected to our, like, foreign policy, I think. More so than guns and mental health.
You think more so?
Yeah.
Why?
I think it's pretty directly connected to our foreign policy, the way we treat life kind of as cheap. I mean, it's kind of reflected onto our culture. And I think capitalism in general just makes us think our life is fucking, like, cheap and worthless.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know if I'd say more so, but only in the sense that I think it all... Sorry, that's gross. I got a little phlegm still. I think it all becomes interconnected.
Yeah.
I think when you do that, and when you start to think about life in that way, you start, using drugs. It leads to depression, and it leads to these things. So it becomes all wrapped up in one.
Yeah.
And that's what's fucked is people are like, how do we stop this mass shooting problem? It's like, we have to stop everything. Everything we do makes this happen.
Yeah.
The pharmaceutical industry, the consensus on how we deal with mental health, the way people are treated financially, nobody has what they need.
I read an article, I think it was from the early 90s, or maybe it was is it either early 90s or late 80s? It was from the comedy writer Michael O'Donoghue. He wrote an article about the Walmart shooting, or not Walmart, McDonald's shooting. I'm going to look this up.
Rock and roll McDonald's.
It's like one of the first mass shootings in America. Like, he says a line I always think about of that people are asking, why did this happen? And the whole article is like kind of connecting like McDonald's itself to the way people are treated like cattle under capitalism. And he just kind of sums it up where it's like, we shouldn't be asking, why does this happen? We should be asking, why is this not happening every single day?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying with, like, we'd have to stop everything where people are like, I just can't believe people are shooting each other. And it's just like, really? Can you really not believe that? With everything that we do, that we wouldn't just start killing each other en masse?
I guess this was in San Diego in 1984.
94. San Diego.
Yep. It all comes back.
It all comes back to San Diego, the seat of Nazi power.
Yes.
San Diego does feel like a Nazi city.
Yeah. People always talk about Orange County being like really huge for white supremacists.
Yeah.
But San Diego, that's
I mean, people don't like to hear it, but there is just something generally disconcerting about just a bunch of white people being like really comfortable and going to eat.
Yeah.
Where you're just sort of like, I don't know. Like, it's just, I feel safer when there's different types of people around and I can see a little bit of grossness.
It's kind of a moral weakness to always want to be comfortable.
Yeah, I think that kind of floods into other stuff, and it leads to a callousness against people that are really hurting.
Yeah.
Where people are like, well, no, we got this whole city to feel good and vibe out. So then if anybody's like, I need money, I need health care, I'm being sent to a supermax prison. People are like, oh, no.
Surf's up.
Surf's up. The waves are coming in.
Yeah.
And if you're here, the waves are going to be more crowded. So you have to go to a supermax prison with your mom and be separated.
It's crazy how mad people aren't.
Yeah, it's insane.
Like, it is funny sometimes watching stand-up, people will try to be political, but they don't even have the tools to be mad. They don't truly have the tools to be mad.
Well, because it's not even about...
So it's toothless.
It's not even about having the tools. Is like, the way they make life so easy for enough people in this country, it's like, it actually becomes impossible. Like, I don't think our brains can really be that mad about it when it's just not happening to you, because your body's like, yeah, but we're fine. And your brain's trying to tell it's like, yeah, but other people are really not doing well. Your body's like, yeah, but like we got food and we sleep in a bed. So like everything's good. So then when we try and talk about it, we go like, yeah, it's also crazy.
But I mean, we rage, you know? A lot of people we know don't rage.
Yeah, but what I'm saying,
they're like annoyed.
But even we don't do anything.
No, we don't.
Like the reason Luigi killed that guy is because of the medical industry and insurance stuff, his back was fucked up.
Yeah.
And his back became so painful and unbearable that it affected his mental health to the point that he killed somebody.
Yeah.
Our bodies are fine, so we're not as mad as the insurance industry as he is. And our lives are generally easy. So it's just like, you need something to drive you to do that.
My life is a lot easier out here. It's a lot less depraved.
Yeah. But I mean, the more this goes on, and more specifically, the more the middle class starts being affected by what's going on, is the wilder shit's going to get.
I don't even know what the middle class is anymore. Like, I think middle class, the concept of the middle class is a kind of a purely American invention to kind of divide people.
I'm just talking about people who aren't
suburban people?
Yeah, people who aren't living paycheck to paycheck or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, people who aren't in a community where there's gunfire all the time.
Yeah.
People who aren't, at the front of all of this stuff.
I think that's one of the kind of the diseases of America.
Because the people that live in those, yeah, totally. I mean, because the people that live in really bad communities they've been given so many things to be caught up in, whether it's, drugs or gang violence, and having to work and not having enough off time to fucking, think and do things they need to do. You make poor people really busy with trying to survive.
Yeah.
That they're not going to stage a revolution. People with more opportunity are born, like somebody like myself, born to a middle-class family, is at least born with the mindset of like, I can do things I want to do.
Yeah.
And I should pursue my life doing things I want to do. But the minute those things get really infringed upon in a real way is when those people with that aspect go, I can't do what I want to do anymore.
Yeah.
Fuck this.
Yeah.
And there's tons of people who are supporting Trump and stuff whose lives are, easy. So they're like, I'm doing what I want to do.
Yeah.
And they pride themselves on doing what they want to do. But the worse things get, they're going to be able to do less and less of what they want to do until hopefully one day they go, okay, well then let's go fucking shoot everybody.
Yeah.
Because this is out of hand, But also the problem is it's like our country's been so divided that having, a revolution takes a unified thinking.
Yeah.
And that's just not, I don't know if that can happen.
Yes.
Because the system's been set up to fuck people, but it's also been set up in such a way that it really, nobody can really be united in anything. There's really no such thing as truth, Nobody trusts one voice anymore. It's just a bunch of pockets of different voices, you know what I mean? Even saying left and right isn't true anymore. There's so many different types of left and right.
Yeah.
And there always have been, but there's more than ever. So to the thought of having a leader, it's insane. And, I don't know. I'm reading this book about George Washington, and when they were doing the American Revolution, there were tons of people who were loyal to the crown. So it's not like you need everybody, but you need enough.
Yeah.
And the problem is now it's like, I don't know if enough people can all agree on one thing. I mean, it's one of the left's biggest problems.
Yeah. Is
you get leftists together and then you have 90 different fucking opinions on what should happen. So it's like, are those people
and loud and there's also loud people loud AI bots talking about how stuff is offensive.
Yeah.
And then you have CIA agents trying to fucking bother.
Yeah, I mean, it's harder than ever to actually have a revolution because it's so immediately going to be infiltrated by the government. It's like they just literally couldn't do that in the American Revolution. There were spies and there were double agents, but it's like a few guys. And you find them out and you kill
And now
them.
we have fucking bots. Now we have we have millions of bots.
People just inventing robots to be racist and shit.
Yeah.
just to lie. I invented a robot to lie.
Crazy. It's crazy to make a robot that's racist because it's like not even human.
There's enough of that already.
Yeah.
And you invented more racism? I thought we were at capacity, and you were like, no, the good thing is we invented a whole other form of intelligent life that can also be racist. So don't worry. This will never end. It will go on.
And they found
forever.
ways to be racist in ways you could never imagine because they have access to all of the racism on the internet.
I think that's just the true depravity of America is like stuff just gets worse and worse, and the people that are orchestrating all of it are like, yeah, you guys don't even realize how long we can do this. How many different ways we can do this, things we can do to make you fine with what we're doing. We just keep moving the bar. And I don't know if there will ever really be a revolution in America for a variety of reasons.
Yeah.
But it's just, things are just not as simple anymore. Things are, the complexity of how fucked up shit is, that's what sucks, is everything's fucked up, but it's like fucked up in a myriad of ways. And you
even
can sit
the stuff
here,
that started off good is fucked.
Yeah.
Even the stuff that was like really noble, what they were pushing for, got kind of fucked.
They find a way to fuck everything.
Yeah.
It all just gets churned out in the mill. You know, I don't know. It's just like, it's crazy because it's like some people could be like, no, it is simple. People don't have what they need. And you're like, yeah, but like to change that is like the economy of America would crash. To have a moral country that treated people the way they should be treated, the economy would tank. And then we would build it back up if we actually committed to it and things could be okay. But we would have to go through a period of all of our industry and everything we do being burned to the ground, which is tough.
Yeah.
To look around and be like, listen, to create more jobs, we kind of have to kill everybody that supplies all the jobs.
Yeah.
Because the way they do it is bad. You know?
Anyway, I feel like we should get to our closing statements from our guests.
Sure. Yeah. What does a folding chair want to say?
Thank you guys for having me so much. I really appreciate it. I just wanted to say there's a lot of comedians that have committed and it's known rumor-wise around everywhere. We all know it. We all know it. So you can't hide forever. All right, I'm in the folding chair. You can't really say stuff like that, folding chair, but okay.
Yeah, none of this is substantiated, and these views do not reflect the host of the podcast. What is the IKEA chair?
Yeah. People talk. People have talked. You can't hold it back forever. And thank you guys so much for doing the podcast.
Yeah, thanks for coming by.
Thanks. Again, I do want to say it doesn't reflect our views.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, everything about anything it's all rumors, and you can't prove any of it.
Yeah. So anytime you guys want to come on again, I really appreciate having you. I don't really know if any of this episode can come out. But I don't know. We'll just put it out.
I mean, we could bleep.
We'll throw it out.
You might have to bleep some stuff.
I mean, technically, everything we did is libel and slander. It's all libel and slander. So I don't know.
I mean, they would have to argue, you know? They'd have to be like, they did characters as chairs.
Yeah, I think they would, and they'd win. But also, us getting in trouble is predicated upon us mattering to begin with.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I mean, we might can put it out and then get in trouble in a couple of years.
That'd be great.
Yeah. That would turn some eyes onto it. I mean, it would decimate us financially.
Who cares?
I guess. I mean,
we're fine now, and we're decimated financially.
I guess that's true. I just want to say I don't agree with anything that's been said.
No, I don't agree with anything. I think it's really disgusting to talk about people in the way the way they've spoken about them.
I mean, we really don't. Yeah, we don't know. We don't know anything.
We're just trying to be funny.
Yeah, this is just all comedy. It's all satire. I mean, we are making fun of a little bit of the way that these sort of false accusations are made by doing the character of the chair.
Just trying to shine a light on the current culture.
And you just know, it's like the empty chairs are supposed to represent the emptiness of modern feminism within the Me Too movement.
Sure.
So that's kind of what the satirical point of this episode is.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you guys maybe thought that maybe I was just using, or I wasn't, but what the chairs were saying were maybe ways to say things you couldn't say otherwise.
Yeah, no, don't worry, YouTube. We're right wing.
Yeah.
Don't get mad at us.
Yeah, these are. Yeah,
we're just right wing, so you can't get mad at us. Because,
we can say whatever. It's all just jokes.
Yeah, those guys say whatever the fuck they want. So just whatever. We're also that.
Yeah.
Fuck poor people.
Yeah. What? Yeah. All that.
Oh, God.
Episode. Yeah. Well, welcome to episode 14. The Dagnabbit boys. We took a right wing pivot with our satire in this episode, so you can't get mad at us.
Yeah. Don't worry. Don't worry. We're just doing the current thing of being right wing and hiding behind comedy.
Yes. So just don't sue us because we're on your side.
Because we love Donald Trump.
We love Donald Trump. We think... Here's what it is about Jeff Dye and a lot of those people is they are speaking free speech. They are preaching that stuff that the woke agenda doesn't agree with. So
yeah, the woke agenda doesn't let you be a little bitch about how nobody likes you. Now you're a fucking hack and nobody respects you in any way. The woke agenda stops you from talking about that.
Yeah.
Doesn't that suck?
Yeah, it does. Anyway,
thanks for tuning in.
Thanks, yeah.
And
all accusations are false.
And find the funny.
Find the funny.